right, guys, we have a lot of world premieres still to go. We got Hello Games' first next-gen game. It's called No Man's Sky.
This universe that we've created, it's so vast, it's so boundless, it's actually infinite, and we don't even know what's out there.
August 9th, 2016 was the time that was supposed to bring the change to deliver something new and beyond exciting, the change that was supposed to reform the whole survival genre once and for all. Small and yet ambitious, dedicated development team known as Hello Games reached out to Sony Interactive Entertainment in hopes of promotional help. The help that was supposed to boost the appearance of this upcoming title and its unique design and interaction within. The game that is to this day known as No Man's Sky became so hyped, getting attention from millions upon millions of players. No Man's Sky became one of the biggest and most hyped up games that year. But then not even 2 days after its official arrival, it went from the most ambitious game to the biggest failure in the gaming history.
We should know what's gonna be in this game.
Not all.
Well,
it's
it's procedurally generated.
Yeah, there
it's
are
totally
millions,
random.
Millions of planets.
Let's talk about procedurally generated and how bullshit that is.
What?
Were you ever worried the game might get boring after visiting the first trillion planets?
Those have life, ecology.
Upon the arrival of No Man's Sky, the game lacked more than 80% of its promised content. The game felt empty, lacked in purpose, and more importantly ruined the trust of its fresh community. The title that was meant to change open world experience turned out to be the biggest disaster at that time.
I need a hook. I need the thing of No Man's Sky. I need to know, okay, we're getting to the center of the galaxy, great, but then what am I doing? I'm going to a planet and I'm just smelling the flowers and then I fly somewhere else? What is happening in this game?
Yeah. It seems almost like an everything game.
So No Man's Sky,
Right.
what am I doing? What do I do?
We can create like an entire universe, right? And just set players loose in it. And they can do whatever they want.
The open world aspect was present and its universe was unlimited, but you could explore and do everything the game had to offer within the first hour of its gameplay. No true purpose behind its hidden universe whatsoever.
And it just, here's the thing, you say you have infinite possibilities. Like, there's infinite things you can do. There's not.
I don't think there's infinite.
You can fly here, you can land, then you can take off again and go somewhere else and land, and you can step out.
You can
and
say
shoot
that about
things.
any game.
But
GTA, you get in a
Right?
car,
And you have an
shoot
inventory,
someone.
and objects go in, and then you can take them other places. That's like 8 possibilities.
But that wasn't necessarily what made people upset. The question is though, were Hello Games able to avoid any of this?
We sitting here, oh so silent, and you won't dare to speak your mind. I wanna cry, but keep on smiling, trying to be brave when I'm in the dark. You and me just keep on breathing, 'cause our bodies tells us to. I could as well just sleep forever. I'm so tired after all the hurt.
Everything appears to have frozen.
What? My game just froze again.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Did the game just crash? The PS4 just completely crashed. $60!
O jogo travou. O jogo crashou. Eu tô ao vivo, ó. Eu tô ao vivo, juro que eu tô aqui. Eu tô aqui, ó, minha cara aqui, eu tô aqui, ó.
And my game crashed. What do you know?
The soil is not in it. And the game fucking crashed.
It isn't pre-patch, it's post-patch, unfortunately. This is post-patch. This is 1.03.
I could as well just sleep forever.
That, huh?
I'm so tired after all the
We've made it to the center.
you put me through, so don't say you're sorry.
And we don't want to tell people how to play the game. They can play it whatever way they want.
I want to know. And people get frustrated when you ask about details. They're like,
but the way there's
you want details about this game?
it's about fucking doing whatever. That's all it is.
What if whatever is upgrading myself? That's
For
my
you,
whatever.
that's what it is.
You're the
You
one
can
telling
do
me
that.
I'm doing it
You
wrong.
go mind that. I'm not telling you anything.
No Man's Sky is gonna be the biggest video game ever. You can do whatever you want.
Sean Murray would not like you. He wouldn't like you.
Clearly, expectations weren't quite met. The trust was ruined, and in most scenarios when the game is doomed, the chances of it making a return back to the top are slim to none. Sean Murray, the face of Hello Games. This is the guy who took most of the deserved criticism that the game has had ever since it was firstly published.
Are you uncomfortable?
Yes.
You're looking a little wild-eyed, man. We're getting real close to June 21st.
Yeah, exactly.
June 21st, right?
Yeah, exactly. Suddenly I have a feeling like I don't want to release this game.
Release the game!
I worry about, like, disappointing people, you know.
So you might have read a lot of theories what people think might be at the center of the universe. I want to tell you our theory. As soon as you get to the center of the universe, there will be planet Earth.
Okay.
Like way after mankind.
It's either that or it's Peter Molyneux who's in there. It's got to be one of those two things.
But it is the, the mystery and the glowing areas, that's towards the center of the galaxy. So you can't leave that galaxy, so why call it a universe then?
Well, let's not spoil things for people.
Looking back at his interviews before the game went golden on console, you could just clearly tell his confidence was disappearing with the short time remaining. But when something sounds too good to be true, it normally is. The game constantly crashed. The frame rate was absolutely unstable. As a matter of fact, in some cases, frame rate was reached as low as 15. Unplayable, ruined. The game quickly became forgotten, and that is when people lost trust and were no longer interested in anything Sean had to say regards to No Man's Sky. So instead, the game was stored on the bookshelf, if not thrown away collecting dust. But Sean's vision and ambition for this game was clear, that he decided to gather up his team, or what was remaining of it, and instead of moving on to a different project, he decided to fix what was already broken. Him and his team decided to stop everything they were doing and pour their time and effort and faith, most importantly faith, into this project. At the end of the day, if No Man's Sky was left behind, Hello Games and their future projects would have never seen the future from that point forward. Whether Sean decided to work on No Man's Sky due to his passion or a simple guilt, only the future will show. And let me tell you fellas, what does the future show?
Okay, so there's a prescribed way to ask questions about this one particular video game.
Tell me about some of the different things that we will find when we visit these planets.
Well, in terms of ecology, like, almost anything's possible.
So you can't score this game, right?
You can't.
Just
Just
do
do
it.
it. It's just an art
You
game.
can't score
Don't worry
it.
about
it's
it.
automatic 10 by default.
Thank you. I could have ended the demo with some, pre-scripted crazy thing. In our game, when you stand, on a planet and you see a mountain, and if that mountain is 3 miles away or wherever it is, and you can see it, you can walk there, and you can go and you can explore it. No.
Will you be able to play with your friends?
Yeah.
Can you grief other players?
A little bit.
Can you customize the look of your character?
Sort of.
Do we ever get to see ourselves?
No. You don't see yourself, so the only way for you to know what you look like is for somebody else to see you.
Can you run into other people, other players on the game?
Yes, but the chances of that are incredibly rare, just because of the size of what we're building.
Wow.
In the last 5 years, the game has received so many patches and major updates that the game is no longer the same. As a matter of fact, the game has improved so much that the game has reached beyond what was initially promised back in 2016. The game not only thrived on its original console, but it was ported over to other platforms, allowing other players to give it another chance. Despite the fact that most of these updates required gigs and gigs of extra storage, none of it required extra payments. During one of his latest interviews, Sean himself made a clear statement, letting everyone know that the game will not have any transactions at all, and everything you see or hear about No Man's Sky is what you get when you buy the game. Will it have a paid DLC content further in the future? We're not sure about that at the moment, but only time will show us. However, it is clear to say that Sean wanted to gain our trust back, and he was willing to work for it for free. And for the last 5 years, that is exactly what he has been doing. Working for free, producing massive content without charging a dime. Popular content creators and streamers were intrigued by the looks of it, so they decided to give it another go. And that is when No Man's Sky made its first appearance in years.
However, in No Man's Sky, the answer is no.
As mentioned earlier, the game was so different from its very first appearance that every hour of its initial gameplay was captivating. Despite how massively different the game felt, the vibrant colors and its beautiful visuals is what stood out the most about the game.
But welcome back. Now, coming up next, we're going to present the Best Ongoing Game Award in the Twitch community. All right, well, now it's time to reveal the winner. The nominees are joining us here. Hi, guys. All right, here we go. And the winner is... The Game Award goes to No Man's Sky.
I was not expecting that. Amazing. It's normally, Twitch is right, Jeff. It's normally Fortnite. It's always Fortnite that beats us. Thank you so much. We're really lucky, you know, we get to come to work every day and make games. No Man's Sky is such a wonderful game to work on, you know. It's not always easy though. So moments like this, they mean a lot, you know. This means a lot to me, means a lot to the team. Thank you so much. Thank you to the community for continuing to support us. Thanks.
To this day, No Man's Sky is set as a standard as to what a true successor looks like. No Man's Sky made its return back, and in today's generation, it is the biggest successor to ever exist, in survival genre of course.
Two people do actually find themselves on the same planet. We want you to be aware of that, and we want you to have that moment, kind of like, I want to say exactly what happens, but you know, to have that moment like Dark Souls or Journey.